Okay, guys, Sam Harris has just went nuclear nuclear on Elon Musk. I mean, this is pretty wild, and I'm sure many of you guys know Elon Musk is extremely sensitive in terms of his relationships with people. If you call him out, he'll end you. He will decensor you, or excuse me, he'll end your account, demonetize you. We've seen that the other day too with Asmongold, which we'll talk about in a second. But it's pretty insane. He'll end friendships over even a little bit of criticism. And this is the same thing with Sam Harris. Now Elon Musk calls out Sam Harris constantly. I mean, it's legitimately insane the thin skin this guy has. So let's talk about it right now. And this is a pretty shocking revelation coming from Sam Harris, where he talks about why exactly his friendship with Elon Musk ended, because they were pretty close friends. Sam Harris was friends with a lot of those quote unquote intellectual dark web guys like Joe Rogan and a bunch of those comedians until it was like, okay, it's just too much. They start snuggling up to Trump. So Sam Harris breaks away and does his own thing. And basically, the reason why this entire thing ended was because Sam Harris called out Elon because he was lying about a number of things and he was significantly wrong about COVID. So this is just insane. Here is the exact thing that ended their friendship. I mean, it's truly hard to believe. So he calls him out for saying, Elon and I didn't converge on a common view of epidemiology over the course of a 2-hour conversation, but we had a fun compromise. This is right before the COVID pandemic, guys. A wager. Elon bet me $1 million against a bottle of fancy tequila for $1,000 that we wouldn't see as many as 35,000 COVID cases in the United States. Cases, not deaths. Again, this is very famous where Elon put this out saying he thinks that, oh, we're going to have no cases at all. And guys, by the way, make sure to like and subscribe. It's super good for the algorithm. It's super important. It helps the channel out immensely. And Amazon links of products I use are in the description. So if you buy it, it helps the channel out immensely. Very good product. So check it out. And again, the terms of the bet reflected what it was. In his estimation, the you can just picture him saying it, near certainty that he was going to be correct. Having already heard credible estimates, there could be 1 million deaths from COVID in the next 12 to 18 months. I thought the terms of the bet were ridiculous and quite unfair to Elon. I offered to spot him 2 orders of magnitude. I was confident that we'd soon have 3.5 million cases of COVID in the United States. And Elon basically said, you lost your mind, and we stick to a ceiling of 35,000. Okay, so a bet, they made a wager. They were friends, they make a wager. Okay. We communicated sporadically by text over the next couple of weeks while the number of cases grew. Ominously, Elon dismissed the next batch of data reported by the CDC as presumptive, and the confirmed cases remained elusive. Okay, so again, now it's seeming okay. This is getting pretty big. We're actually getting cases now. I might have been wrong about this, but he's still denying this. And a few weeks later, when it finally was reported 35,000 deaths from COVID and 600,000 cases, I sent Elon the following text: is 35,000 deaths plus 600,000 cases over 35,000 cases. Here we go, guys. Drum roll, please. This text appears to have ended our friendship. He never responded, and it was not long before he began maligning me on Twitter for a variety of imaginary defenses. This is insane, guys. Could you imagine having a friend and being so petty you lost a bet that you were so pathetically wrong about that you start calling them out? I mean, on social media to millions of people. What? I mean, it's so it's you cannot even believe it. And we've talked about this before, how he's banning a bunch of people who don't agree with him. uh, like so a lot of the grippers, for example, who he was fine with when they were saying their Nazi stuff, but once it's against Elon, no, it's a big problem. And criticism of Elon Musk, I mean, God, it's so insane. It's honestly wild that this guy is the richest person in the world and he might have a trillion dollars. I mean, it's insane. Meanwhile, now Sam Harris, he goes all out on Elon, calling him a ketamine addict. He has a trigger finger. He's a social media addict, which I think is hard to disagree with. That he's addicted to social media. Um, Again, I eventually started complaining about the startling erosion of his integrity on my podcast without providing any detail about what had transpired between us. Again, it's pretty wild to me how this is happening. That a guy like Elon Musk can just, because he's completely changed, guys. In the last 5 years, it's amazing to see the absolute transgression of what's happened to him. And especially, guys, because I think it's an issue of absolute power corrupts absolutely. He has so much power. He feels as though he's a king. He literally thinks of himself as a kind of a god. He literally kind of implies that himself in the way he talks. I mean, it's amazing to see that this has happened, but it is unbelievable. And just to go on more Elon Musk news recently, Elon Musk is so thin-skinned. The guy Asmongold, who's pretty right-wing streamer at this point, but he does gaming content, and he was a supporter of him, he liked him. Basically, Asmongold very innocently said, "You know what? I'm not sure Asmongold is great," or excuse me, Elon Musk is this great player at Diablo or video games as he claims he is. Okay, so Elon Musk, in response to this, removed his check mark, basically his monetization on X, leaked his DMs he had with him, and he goes on a spree of whining and basically just talking about Asmongold all day. This is absolutely insane. This is the most powerful person in the world, arguably, and he's getting in like petty Twitter rants because someone says he's not as good at video games as he claims. I mean, it's so insane. I mean, what is it's like we really do live in the dystopian of times. I mean, this is just next level insane. But Sam Harris goes nuclear on Elon. Elon continues to just act extremely erratic, trying to take down governments like the UK government, calling for Parliament to dissolve. I mean, what the king? You can't even do that, bro. I mean, it's so insane. Another news, guys, Trump is moving his inauguration inside, which will be interesting. We might do a video on that soon. So that's what I got for you today. Pretty wild. Sam Harris calling out Elon Musk viciously, basically explaining why their friendship ended. Again, it's pretty wild stuff. So that's what I got for you today. Thank you guys for watching. Again, make sure to like and subscribe. It's super good for the algorithm. And I'll see you guys soon. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you later.